If you want to get in contact with me, the best way to do it is on Instagram. If you just want to say what up, if you want to tell me you love my videos, you can tell me that you hate my videos, but the best way to do that is on Instagram. Peace, y'all. Jonny Fastlane here. So, 6ix9ine is begging to be released from prison because he's scared of catching the coronavirus. And Bun B and his wife get called the N-word. Plus, there's a bunch of DJs spinning right now on Instagram. Let's talk hip-hop. This story is funny as hell, right? Because, alright, here's the whole situation. Y'all know 6ix9ine is locked up. He got sentenced to 2 years a little while ago, a few months ago. Since he's already been in jail for about a year, all he had to do was like serve a couple months or whatever. Like, I think once he got a sentence, he had to serve like 9 months, right? So he's gonna be out later on this year, but still he is begging to get out of prison now, right? And this is not the first time. He was begging to get out of prison before because he was scared of his safety, right? He was begging to get out of prison because, I don't know, he had on the color blue that day, right? He was begging to get out of prison because it was the 5th of the month. Like 6ix9ine is begged, you know, Judge Eaglemeyer to get out of prison for whatever reason he could possibly think of, right? And of course it's more of the same. So since this whole coronavirus thing is going on, guess what? 6ix9ine has his lawyer write a letter to Judge Eaglemeyer asking him, can 6ix9ine please get out of prison because he's scared of catching the coronavirus, right? But it doesn't matter. Once you get your sentence, it don't matter if you're sick, you got AIDS, you got HIV, you got a kid about to be born, your mama died, it don't matter, you gotta finish your sentence, right? So of course the judge is gonna be like, fuck out of here with this shit, but here's what 6ix9ine's lawyer said, right? So 6ix9ine's lawyer, Lance Lazaro, basically said that 6ix9ine has asthma, right? Which is known. We all knew that 6ix9ine has asthma. And of course, people with like respiratory issues or people who like have asthma and things like that are at higher risk not to contract, you know, the coronavirus, because everybody's gonna get it, but they're at higher risk from dying from the coronavirus, right? And then also, I guess recently 6ix9ine was diagnosed with bronchitis. Therefore, yeah, he's at high risk of dying if he happens to get the coronavirus, right? Being that he's like 22 or 23, if he didn't have those issues and he got it, he would just be very fine. He'd probably have mild symptoms and then be cool, but whatever, right? So we'll see what the judge says. The judge is probably gonna be like, hell no, finish the rest of your time. Plus 6ix9ine only has about 2.5, maybe 3 months left. And shit, man, when he gets out, he's gonna be self-isolated and quarantined anyway, and we all probably gonna get released around the same time that 6ix9ine does, right? But let me know what y'all think about this in the comments. Oh yeah, and Harvey Weinstein, who is also in federal prison in New York, just caught the coronavirus. Ha ha!
I'ma be your nigga, but you ain't gonna make me move.
MZV7474 decided to call us a nigga today.
So that was a clip from Bun B, right? And the whole situation, because this is crazy, right? Now, y'all know, right? Everybody's scared of getting the coronavirus. People are running around like fools, right? Emotions are very high, right? And especially if you are trying to go to the grocery store or to the pharmacy, people are gonna act like animals and savages up in those places, right? So yeah, more of the same, right? You know, Bun B and his wife pull up in the parking lot of a Walgreens pharmacy, right? And the Walgreens is so packed there in Texas right now that there are cars that, you know, are moving around and trying to find their way into the parking lot, and there are other cars that are like even like kind of like waiting on a line, almost trying to get into the parking lot, kind of like pulled over on the side of the street, right? So anyway, you know, Bun B and his wife, they're in the car, they're like one of the last cars just trying to pull up into the parking lot of the Walgreens, right? Some white lady pulls up behind them or really kind of next to them, and when she pulls up, she's just honking a horn, acting like a fool, right? To the point where she jumps out of the car and tries to act all big and bad on Bun B, and Bun B's wife, right? Calls Bun B's wife a stupid nigger, right? When Bun B's wife says, yo, we trying to get into the parking lot too, chill, you know what I'm saying? That's when Bun B's wife, you know, pulled out her phone and started filming this woman saying, oh yeah, you call me a nigga? You call me a nigga? I'm gonna be a nigga today. I'm gonna be a nigga, right? And then you see her just honking the horn, not getting out, right? So eventually the cops were called, actually, right? They come up to the Bun B's car. They're all talking to him through the car. And Bun B explains to the cop the exact situation that even happened, right? So he's like, yeah, you know, this woman walked up to the car. She started calling me and my wife names and blah, blah, blah. car, right? He also tells the cop that the woman threatened to shoot him and his wife. Like, I will shoot you, nigger, right? And then the cop was like, oh, word? Okay, copy, because that is a threat, right? So that could be, you know, taken as a threat and they could arrest her or whatever, right? And at that point, and I don't know if Texas has like that stand your ground law, but I know that Bun B is a licensed carrier, right? And if a motherfucker says, I am going to shoot you, then you have every right to shoot them, right? Is if you in the stand your ground state, right? Like Florida or something like that. I don't know if Texas gets down like that, but they in the South, right? It's not like New York, right? Anyway, so after all that happened, you know, the cop asked Bun B, you know, do you have any footage on your phone of her saying that she's gonna shoot you specifically, right? He was like, no, I gotta admit, I started filming after the fact. And the cop was like, all right, cool, right? And the cop walked away, sent Bun B and his wife on about their way, right? I don't know if the cop ever, you know, caught up to the woman and decided to talk to her, but the cop did talk to Bun B and his wife, right? Bun B turns his camera off, and that was the end of the story, right? Until probably about 10 minutes later, when you see Bun B go live again.
Am I still that nigga? I'm not sure.
She called us a nigga and Waterburger drive-thru.
So then, Queenie, Bun B's wife, somehow remembers the face of this woman who called her the nigga outside in the parking lot, walks up to her and approaches her, right? She's looking very intimidating. She got a face mask on. She's a little taller, a little thicker than this little skinny ass white girl. And she says, hey, you called me a nigga, right? Am I still a nigga now that I'm in your face, right? Am I still a nigga now, right? Because if I am, you know we could take it outside, right, shorty? And then, you know, the girl was like trying to move around Queenie and trying to act like, you know, oh no, stop bothering me. Oh, now I'm bothering you. Now I'm the bully, right? But you had a whole lot to say when you was in your vehicle outside, right? And at the end of the day, Queenie just let the bitch go, and then that was the end of that, right? But the whole situation is, y'all motherfuckers better not get too crazy now and let y'all emotions get you killed out here, right? Calling people niggas and shit, right? Crazy as hell. But let me know what y'all think about this in the comments. Yo, so this is fire, right? All right, so DJ D-Nice, right? Dope ass DJ, but I really haven't heard of him all that much. I know like he DJ'd for like Quincy Jones' party once and a bunch of other stuff, right? A lot of people in the industry know him, but I don't think that D-Nice has ever come out with like any albums or what. It doesn't matter, right? So anyway, on Instagram though, D-Nice had a genius idea where he's like, you know what? We're all on lockdown. Nobody can go anywhere. People want to hear some good ass music. So he sets up his turntables in his living room and he starts spinning, right? He goes live on Instagram and everybody just loves it, right? And this is so dope how universal music can be, right? To the point where I don't care, what country you're in because we all locked down, right? I don't give a damn what state you're in because we all locked down. I mean, unless you're in Texas, because clearly they calling people niggas in the parking lot, or in Florida where they just hanging out at the beach. But other than that, we on lockdown. So this music is so dope and universal that people are like, oh shit, D-Nice, you playing them hits, right? So he went back to playing like 70s, 80s, like disco era music, right? Diana Ross, Michael Jackson, like those kind of people, right? It was so fire, right? So of course, D-Nice had, like I say, 600,000 followers on Instagram. Now he's at 1.4 million followers in just a couple days because people are loving his music. It's resonating resonating with everybody and it's bringing the world together, right? To the point where other legendary DJs now are biting D-Nice's style, which is crazy because D-Nice is the one. Anyway, so, you know, Biz Markie is another one who today he went on live and he started spinning too, right? But he was playing a different genre of music, right? Biz Markie was playing like early 90s Nas, Wu-Tang, you know, stuff from what they call the golden era of hip hop, right? Brand Nubian, right? Biz Markie was going in, right? And DJ Premier was playing a lot of old school hip hop from like the 80s, the early 80s and the late 80s, right? So it was all dope and it's cool. And I feel like this is probably gonna be like the new wave of the future with like cool ass DJs playing like full hour-long sets on Instagram Live. And I mean, it's dope because you can hook your shit up to like your aux cable or your Bluetooth and just kind of rock out and listen to it, right? It's almost like listening to the radio, right? Which is fire, right? But anyway, let me know what y'all think about this and everything else in the comments down below. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. Make sure you hit that notification bell. Follow me at Jonny Fastlane on Instagram and y'all already know what to do. Peace.